India and Maldives share close relationship. The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be travelling to Maldives over the weekend and will be the guest of honor at the Independence Day celebration. With me is a very special guest joining from the Maldivian capital, Malé. He has been the former president of the United Nations General Assembly. He has been the former foreign minister of Maldives, and currently he is the chief of the Maldivian Democratic Party, Mr. Abdulla Shahid. So welcome to WION. It's a pleasure speaking to you ahead of the Indian Prime Minister's visit, and starting with my obvious question about the Indian Prime Minister's visit to Maldives. How do you see this visit as, how important this visit as for the relationship between the two countries?
Thank you, Siddhant. Always a pleasure to speak to you. We are delighted that the Prime Minister is visiting us, especially on this very special occasion of our 60th anniversary of independence. The Prime Minister's visit is of great significance. It goes actually beyond symbolism because of the recent diplomatic strain that has been developed between our two countries. To have the Prime Minister visit us on our Independence Day and be the guest of honor during the Independence Day celebrations showcases very clearly that the relationship between our two countries go beyond petty political narrative. It is good that the current government has finally recognized that the relationship between our two countries is a true friendship. It has been flourishing for the last 6 decades, and that we can put the political narratives that has been used during the last elections behind us and look forward to make sure that we do not go back to that difficult era. We should recognize that this visit is a new beginning, as a point where Maldivian politicians and political parties realize and recognize that we should not be using our development partners and neighboring countries as punching bags for political convenience. This is a truly a momentous occasion for the Maldives.
Mm-hmm. In the past as well, when your party was the ruling party, and currently as well, one thing has stood out is how India has been a constant in terms of supporting Maldives, whether it's the COVID crisis, whether it's the infrastructure development in your country, whether it is the capacity building as well. So if you can briefly give an overview, given the fact that this is something that both governments have seen happening.
Well, Siddhant, our relationship dates back 6 decades. We are celebrating the 60th anniversary of independence. Also this year we are celebrating 60 years of diplomatic relations between our two countries. In the last 60 years, India has been a constant pillar of support in our development activities. First and foremost, of course, the human resource development, capacity building that has taken place in the Maldives with the generous assistance of India can never be overstated. It has been huge contribution by India. When we look at the infrastructure projects, the currently ongoing projects of like the Greater Malé Connectivity Project, the defense building, the UTF Coast Guard Harbour, the Hanimadu Airport, the Addu development projects, which includes the development of the new and upgrading of the new airport, the Hankede Bridge, water and sanitation in over 60 islands, the roads in Addu. The list goes on and on. These projects are continuing irrespective of change of government, because the Indian government and Indian people sees not in terms of color of the party that is in government in the Maldives. The true friendship is based between the peoples of these two countries, and we are indeed grateful. I'm also delighted that some of the projects that we started during our time in government are going to be inaugurated during Prime Minister's visit, like the defense building and the Hanimadu Airport, and many other smaller projects of community development assistance that has been ongoing between our two countries.
Let me break into various sectors and get a view about it from you, sir. First is, of course, tourism. Now, we know that tourism has been a key pillar in the relationship. In fact, during the COVID crisis, Indian tourists played an important role in terms of the economic support for the country. Now, we have seen last year there was a phase where, when it comes to tourism, that became the focus point, and we saw both sides also commenting in terms of the societies of both countries. Now, if you can give an overview as to how Indian tourists are important for Maldives.
Siddhant, we are blessed that we have as our neighbor the fifth largest economy in the world. A country which has over 6% growth rate, a country which is reaching $4 trillion US in its GDP. Huge economy. Maldives needs to tap into this economy, and that was the reason why our government, the previous government, decided to work with India, develop Hanimadu Airport, so that we could be able to integrate our economies. Hanimadu International Airport is going to be just about 1 hour from major cities in the south, including Mumbai and Chennai, and Bengaluru, and other major cities. This would boost the tourism industry as we have never seen before, because of the large number of tourists that are traveling. You are right that during COVID-19 pandemic, when External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar visited the Maldives, I met him and we both agreed that for the Maldives to recover from the downturn in the economic activity, especially in tourism, the only way we could develop is to move into a bubble tourism arrangement. And that greatly benefited. There was a point, you would recall, Siddhant, a point where we had more Bollywood stars in the Maldives than in India, which gave great publicity to the good project, the beauty that we have in the Maldives. It was most unfortunate that two junior ministers picked that completely unnecessary fight with India, which greatly hurt our industry. But we should be able to put that behind now. President Muizzu's recognition publicly by inviting Prime Minister to grace the celebrations of Independence Day shows that President Muizzu has now realized that there is a true friend in India, that the friendship between our two countries goes beyond political convenience. And I am confident that the Prime Minister's visit will give a much needed boost to our tourism industry.
The second aspect is defense. It was again in the news last year. We know what transpired, but we know that the relationship is going forward. As you pointed out, that there will be inauguration of a building related to defense, infrastructure related to defense. So if you can perhaps also talk about the engagement when it comes to defense sector between the two countries.
Siddhant, the defense cooperation dates back decades. We have a great foundation on defense cooperation. For mutual benefit, India and Maldives, we share the Indian Ocean, and peace and security in the Indian Ocean is necessary for the Maldives if Maldives is going to prosper. And in India, we find a strong partner who is ready to assist us in case of emergency, in case of dealing with non-state actors that flourish in the open ocean. These are the kind of situations where Maldives and India has partnered and greatly benefited mutually. We are also conducting joint exercises. We have been working on this, as I said, since the early 90s. The annual joint exercises provide both our forces to be ready for instances of emergency. The human resource development in the field of defense and also intelligence sharing has provided Maldives and India to benefit, to deter any elements that might want to take advantage of our geographic location. So I am again delighted that the current Maldivian government has decided to go ahead with all the previous agreements that have been signed. They have now realized that the narrative that they have pushed, the narrative of hate that they have pushed, was wrong and it was ill-informed or purposely using India as a political punching bag. My request and what I would urge the current government is not to go back into that era where they have purposely or unknowingly hurt this very special relationship between our two countries.
So you have been the president of the United Nations General Assembly and you've engaged with almost 190 countries, meeting with the foreign ministers, meeting with the top leaders. Now, when it comes to the global south, what's your perception, especially when it comes to India being the voice of the global south, if you can share your thoughts?
Well, Siddhant, I have had the great pleasure and privilege of meeting Prime Minister Modi on many occasions, and in him I have seen a leader, a world leader who is sympathetic to the global south, who understands the challenges of the global south, and is providing every opportunity that is available under his leadership to promote and showcase the global south. For example, when India had the opportunity to chair the G20 summit, India had that magnanimity of inviting leaders from global south and be part of the whole process. No other country so far has given that opportunity to the global south. So global south appreciates Indian leadership. We in the Maldives appreciate Prime Minister Modi's leadership in giving this opportunity to all countries, especially the smaller, more vulnerable countries in the global south.
And I'm pretty sure that you're going to meet the Prime Minister during the upcoming visit of the Prime Minister to your country.
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting and I'm very grateful for that opportunity.
So my last question to you is about the financial situation. We know that there have been some reports as well, and we also know that India has publicly extended support to Maldives as well in terms of the economic support. So if you can talk about that.
Once again, we are very grateful for continuous Indian assistance to successive governments to alleviate the challenges that we face in the economic field. As you know, Siddhant, Maldives has a very narrow economic base. The fluctuations in the international market on energy prices, the ongoing wars around the world, these all have a terrible, terrible impact on smaller economies, and we suffer the most. We need genuine friendship from our development partners. And in India, we have obviously seen that India is a true friend who is always ready. And as I always say, whenever we have an emergency and dial in the international 911, India has always been our first responder.
Thank you so much for that overview about the relationship, particularly in a lot of sectors as well. And hopefully, we'll get to meet you soon in Maldives. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to WION.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to welcoming you as well.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.